Hi guys, happy Wednesday. So it seems like for the past year, there's one question that everyone wants to know. Every single prospective buyer says, is this the time to buy or is the market gonna crash? Are housing prices eventually gonna go down? And if so, when? So that's a topic that I don't really want to touch myself because I have my own opinions on it, but I'd rather let someone who's far more accomplished and educated answer this question for me. So I recorded this last week at the Inman conference. This is a video from Ryan Gorman, President and CEO of Coldwell Banker.
Most frequent question I get right now is sort of like, when is the music going to stop? What's going on with next year? It can't really last that much longer, right? I think people ask me sort of half just wanting to brace themselves for the market getting worse. And no, so there's no bubble. We have the highest savings rates in the U.S. and in the world that we have ever had, ever, full stop. Not like grading on a curve, there's no asterisk there, ever. So the most savings. We also have massive equity in housing, so the actual equity that people have in homes. We have relatively tight underwriting standards. We have organically driven demand because people are able to work differently and from different places than they were before, not even permanent remote, but being able to work a little farther out so maybe they can open their affordability horizon. We have the largest multifamily owners in the country saying that their ratio of income to rent has actually improved, meaning affordability has increased, even though rent has increased in some markets up to 37%. So that means that internal migration has actually shifted our affordability index in ways that are relatively positive. Those are all strong fundamentals. All that money coming in on the savings rate is pulling down mortgage-backed security rates, pulling down the yield, which keeps the rates low, even when the Fed says they're going to tap the brakes. All that stuff makes me think the fundamentals are strong. We can't predict the future. None of us predicted the pandemic, maybe somebody did, but I didn't. And so something massive could happen, but right now the fundamentals are just wicked strong. That doesn't mean it's going to be an insane seller's market forever. It doesn't mean that things are going to be bonkers, but I do think a strong seller's market is here for some time because the demand is strong and we can't build enough to meet that demand. Like, it's going to take a decade for us to build enough to meet that demand, even with some really progressive zoning policies.
So just for a quick summary of what he said, saving rates are the best they've ever been in the U.S. We have more home equity than we've ever had in the U.S. We're seeing extremely tight underwriting standards, so not just anyone can get a loan anymore. With all of that being said, we have more money and more demand than we've ever seen for houses. And we have a lot of people who want them, they're ready to move, and we cannot build fast enough to meet this demand. So with that being said, we'll probably be in a seller's market for a good while. Will it be absolute bonkers like we saw this past spring? Who knows? Will it still be extremely strong? Yes.